Welcome back to another spooky Halloween October video. This time I'm here in the oldest city in the United States, St. Augustine. So you know there's gonna be some creepy stuff here. Okay, this place is old as dirt, okay? And you already know I have something spooky planned for us. So get ready for a little haunted spooky time because we're about to do it. You guys better buckle in because this time I am doing some crazy stuff. We're going to be doing a ghost tour at night, and then I'm going to be going and doing a tour of the old jail, which is supposedly like the most haunted place in this town. And yeah, hopefully I don't die. But get ready, you guys, because it's about to get spooky. Ooh. And I am standing right in front of the cemetery, so any ghosts out there, I'm single. If you died alone, I'm here. I'm also going to be showing you guys some other places that are known to be haunted and tell you what the stories are for the ghosts. So let's go. Alright guys, I hope the wind isn't too crazy. I have my microphone, so hopefully not. So the first thing up on our haunted list is the Castillo De San Marcos. I know I pronounced that horribly. I'm well aware, I am very white. And on that note, I will be mispronouncing a lot of these places, so bear with me. So it's currently closed, so there's no going in, but we can walk around and see. Before I tell you guys about the hauntedness, let's get a little history on this place. This place is the oldest structure in St. Augustine, and it is also the oldest masonry fort in the continental United States. Yes, I'm reading this off of a paper because I am not a historian, so bear with me. Construction began in 1672, and this bad boy took 23 years to finish. The British tried to break down the walls, but the walls were like, biatch, we are made out of something Sarah cannot pronounce. You ain't getting through because we are fire resistant. Like, try again, girl, you're not getting through. The walls are 33 feet high and 12 feet thick, so yeah, it's a little sturdy. I guess this place was mainly used as a prison. And then, you know what? Y'all don't care about the historic facts. Let's just get down to the haunted stuff. So let's talk about the hauntedness. So apparently there was a woman named Dolores, and Dolores Martiz was the wife of yep, this right here. His name was Garcia Martiz? Oh my God. Sorry, I'm not a historian. And I don't speak Spanish, so I'm just gonna absolutely butcher everything. So, Miss Dolores, even though she was married to little Mr. Garcia, she had a side piece. Scandalous. She was having a little fling with Captain Manuel Abuela, or Abel, I really don't know. But one day her husband smelled her very distinct perfume on this man, and he put two and two together, and I guess they disappeared not long after that. And no one knew what happened to them and where they went until about 50 years later when a hidden room was discovered and their bones were found. That affair didn't play out too well for them now, did it? So people claim to see Miss Dolores chilling in her white dress and that they can smell her perfume in this fort. They also claim to see Spanish soldiers looking out to the sea, as well as a Seminole escaping over the wall. You know what I think Dolores' mistake was? Is she didn't use cucumber melon. Everybody uses cucumber melon, girl. You had to have a distinct perfume. If you had used cucumber melon, your husband would have just thought it was some basic girl. Be more basic next time, girl. Now, apparently the way the prisoners were treated was pretty inhumane. Is that the word? I'm just trying to remember what I read off of Google. So in the dungeon, people report feeling cold hands touch them. Apparently there's also a tower that doesn't have any access to electricity, and people will see the lights going off in it sometimes. Sketchy! So those are the ghosts of this fort. Alright guys, I am on my way to St. Francis Inn. As you can see, it's raining, but this place is supposed to be pretty haunted. Here's the story behind it. So I guess there was a woman named Lily who was a slave and worked there. Now the owner had a nephew who was staying with him, and Lily and the nephew fell in love. And they started having their own little love affair on the side, you know. And of course the uncle found out, and he was not too thrilled about that. So he fired Lily, and then he told his nephew he was never allowed to see her again. So, you know, the nephew was a little upset and killed himself not long after. He killed himself, I believe it's in the attic, and it's now referred to as Lily's room. And people say they often see Lily in her white dress roaming the halls looking for her lover. First of all, why is it always a white dress? Did these girls not wear anything else back in the day? Like, that's all I want to know. But poor Lily, man. First she's a slave, then she gets fired, and then her man kills himself because he can't be with her. Dang. Okay, you guys, I think it's up here. These poor shoes. That is my dedication, guys. I am walking in this dang rain just to show you this hotel. Here it is, guys. Dun, dun. So here it is. I expected it to be bigger, but I guess back in the day things were a lot smaller. Hey Lily, what's up, girl? Did you find your man? There were some other hotels I could have looked at, but I was intrigued by the story of this one, so I walked all the way out here in this rain while my mom's getting Starbucks. Not a fair trade if you ask me. Alright guys, we are now at the next haunted spot, the Lighthouse. Ta-da! So this is actually not the original lighthouse because the original one fell into the ocean. The original one was built in 1737, a long time ago. But like I said, it kind of went for a swim, so goodbye. However, they decided to build this new one in 1871. Ooh. But it didn't finish until 1874, and on October 15th of 1874, it was lit for the very first time. It is still a working lighthouse. This bad boy is 168 feet tall and is 219 steps to the top. I actually went here the last time I came to St. Augustine, and I did climb to the top, and I actually had no idea that it was supposed to be haunted last time. I just thought it was a random lighthouse, and my mom has an obsession with lighthouses, so we went to it. I decided not to do it this time just because I don't really want to pay to walk up a lighthouse again. But yeah, supposedly it's haunted. Now there's a couple ghosts. The most famous, I guess you could say, are these two little girls. There's also a man that was painting and fell to his death while he was painting it. So I forgot to write down the story of the little girls. I will have to give you guys a voiceover of the story because my memory isn't that great. I just remember it involved some little girls. But cue the voiceover. The girls were the daughter of the man that was taking over construction on this lighthouse. The girls would take these supply carts from the supply ship and take them to the top of the hill and roll down. Usually there was a brake on the cart to stop it, but for whatever reason it wasn't set that day, and so the girls flew right into the ocean. They did not survive, and people often claim that they can hear the girls laughing and playing. I'd say this lighthouse has some bad vibes going to it. Staff members say that they'll lock the door at the top of the tower when they leave for their shift, and the next morning it is unlocked. Ooh, spooky. They also say that items from the gift shop disappear only to reappear later. Personally, I did not feel like it was haunted or anything the last time I went, but I also didn't know that it was supposed to be haunted, but I didn't feel anything. But like I said in my Castillo video, I'm dead inside, so usually don't feel anything. Alright guys, it is nighttime now. That means it's time to do the haunted stuff. First, we are doing a ghost tour on a trolley, and then I'm gonna go to the jailhouse by myself and do like this after dark jail thing. I don't know, but I'm probably gonna die. Will we see some ghosts? I guess they would like you to take pictures and stuff to see if things come up on, is that a raindrop? Get out of here. On your camera. So I will be taking some pictures to see if anything shows up, and then I'll put them in here, and the rain's coming and I'm not okay with that. Okay, here we go.
that reside here at our Talamato Cemetery. The first one I'm going to talk to you about is the Lady in White. Now, the Lady in White was first seen by two young boys who thought it would be a bright idea to spend the night in the cemetery. You see, they wanted to debunk the myth of this place actually being haunted. So, they pitched a tent right underneath that giant oak tree in the middle of the cemetery. And as they laid their heads down to go to sleep, they started hearing rustling outside. Now, of course, they're thinking it's their friends trying to pull a little prank on them. So they bravely poked their heads out, only to see a woman in all white staring right back at them. Now, this isn't what scared them. What scared them was they couldn't see her face. All they could see is long, grayish hair hanging in front of her. Now, these boys ran back into town, and they screamed at the top of their lungs. Is what they yelled. And a really creepy old man came out of nowhere and said, "I know what you saw." He began to explain to them that this was just an ordinary woman who had died a week before her wedding due to heart failure. Her family thought it would be right to bury the forever pending bride in her wedding dress. Now, this made sense to those boys. It's not that she didn't have a face. She was wearing her wedding veil. Now, out of fear, not respect for this woman, they decided to never come into this cemetery again. And they made sure anybody that came in here knew the story of the woman in white.
All right, guys, so we just got off the ghost midnight tours. I tried to take pictures to get like orbs or whatever, but the car was like moving, and so all my pictures came out like blurry. I think I only had like one picture where you kind of see something. I'll put it here. But for the most part, I didn't get anything because that's just my luck. But now I'm here at the jail. The tour we just did, they talked a little bit about this.
Because I would like to introduce you to something new to our company. It is called the Old Jail After Dark. That is where paranormal investigators teach you how to use paranormal equipment. And we let you go inside our jail for about 30 minutes to do your own investigation, and you are on your own. No one is holding your hand. I am inclined to tell you that spirits do tend to follow you home. Staff has quit, and we've had guests never come back.
And I was like, wait, I'm gonna be alone? Like, wait, what? Hello? Is there anybody here? I don't like that the cells are so dark. Oh my god! This is the creepiest, scariest thing, like the most haunted thing.